Donald Trump versus the judges. The president himself writing on Truth Social yesterday, quote, "The courts are intimidated by the radical left who are playing the ref." Great Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito correctly wants to dissolve the pause on deportations. He's right on this. We cannot give everyone a trial because to do so would take, without exaggeration, 200 years. Joining me now is Mike Davis, founder and president of Article 3 Project. Mike, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. This new form of lawfare, I know we've seen different variations of lawfare, but is what we're seeing now, where judges from all different courts are coming in and trying to rein the president in on his executive powers, is that something we're going to have to live with for the full term of Trump?
President Trump campaigned on the fact he's going to secure our border. He's going to deport illegal immigrants who are all criminals, especially Tren de Aragua, foreign terrorists, and MS-13 gangbangers. And President Trump is doing exactly what he promised American voters he would do. He has the support of the House and the Senate. So these plaintiffs are running to judicial activists, judicial saboteurs, who are not exercising judicial review. They are exercising judicial sabotage. And the Supreme Court has allowed this to go on for way too long. I'm wondering when these 7 self-appointed generals on the Supreme Court and their legal advisors at the ACLU are going to let the president do his job as commander-in-chief and get these terrorists out of our country.
Well, you mentioned the border issues, which he certainly campaigned on, but he also campaigned on cutting government, cutting the waste and fraud out of government. And he's been doing it in all the different agencies with the help of DOJ, of course. But this is just breaking now. There's a D.C. court judge, not surprisingly from Washington, D.C., Royce Lamberth, who just is calling for the restoration of all those who lost their jobs at Voice of America. So I'm just wondering, will there be some Supreme Court ruling over the next several months, or maybe even if I have to wait a year for it, as long as it comes down, that would stop this kind of lawfare? Is it conceivable that we could get some Supreme Court ruling like that?
Well, it depends. These should be 9-0 decisions for the president because he's exercising core Article 2 executive power. He's not stealing Congress's legislative power under Article 1 of the Supreme Court's judicial power under Article 3. So I guess it depends on if the Supreme Court justices are going to show up with their backbones at work when they have to rule on these cases.
Next one, Mike, and this has less to do with lawfare than it does with the coalition of the legacy media working with insiders inside the Beltway, some of whom are part of the deep state and been there for decades. Others are kind of newcomers, but specifically regarding Secretary of Defense Hegseth and all this information that's coming out. I know you helped out with his nomination process and his getting in there as SecDef, but I want to play a soundbite from Pete from this morning. He was on Fox, and he talks about what's going on. I'm going to roll that and get your reaction. Roll it.
This is what it's all about, trying to get at President Trump and his agenda. Why would it surprise anybody, Brian, if those very same people keep leaking to the very same reporters whatever information they think they can have to try to sabotage the agenda of the president or the secretary? So if they want to keep leaking and pushing and peddling things that try to sabotage the president's agenda, that's unfortunate. Right. But that's how leaking works in this town. We're focused on recruiting, on rooting out DEI, on securing our southwest border, on the president's agenda, and it's going very well at the Pentagon, and I'm proud of it.
So, Mike, what do you make of all these leakers? What can be done about that, if anything?
I think Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is doing a fantastic job. He's killing terrorists abroad, and he's using our military to secure our border. He has the president's strong support, and everything else is just a distraction.
By the way, you didn't mention what I think is most important. The recruitment is way up. I mean, people all over America, good patriots all over America are coming in saying, this is the kind of military that I want to sign up for. And the recruitment is just absolutely through the roof right now. He gets credit. You judge a person by the work that they do, I think, not by all these whispers behind the scenes that the Beltway is so involved with, right?
Yeah, illegal immigration is down 95%, in big part because of Pete Hegseth, DHS Secretary. The borders are, President Trump is focused like a laser beam on securing our border and protecting Americans, and Pete Hegseth is doing a fantastic job.
But about the leakers, I mean, is it within his authority to get rid of those? Once he can trace back those leaks to individuals who were not supposed to do that, he has full authority to get rid of them, doesn't he?
Sure. If that ends up that these people are unlawfully leaking, he can get rid of them. I would say this is a distraction. Focus on securing the border and killing terrorists abroad.
That sounds good to me. Mike Davis, thank you very much for being here, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you.